What is up, everybody? Today we are doing my top 9 favorite Christopher Nolan movies. These are only based on my opinion, and they're only the movies of his that I've seen, not ones that I haven't. We'll go from my least favorite to my most favorite. All of his movies are good. That's what made this list a little tricky. It's like such a hair difference between all these. There's not like huge gaps or anything like that. But my least favorite, I guess, out of the ones I've seen would be The Prestige. Only because, it maybe isn't as intense as his other movies or mind-provoking. Did have a great cast. Liked seeing Hugh Jackman work with Christopher Nolan. Would like to see more of that in the future. Whether or not that'll happen or not, I don't know. Scarlett Johansson was okay. But, all in all, out of all of his movies, this one was probably like, if I was to watch one the least, this would probably be it. Then we have Insomnia. This was like his first studio movie, so it wasn't as big budget, to do as his later movies were. But this proved that he knew how to make a really good story and was really good with the camera to where it looked amazing on film. And to see Robin Williams play a bad guy was awesome. Al Pacino was Al Pacino in this movie, and Hilary Swank was great. So nothing really wrong with this movie. Fun one to watch if you haven't seen it before. Then we have Dunkirk. And the only reason this is lower on the list is because it is based off of true events, but it's not like a mind-provoking, super intense movie like his other ones are. And that's the only reason why it's lower on this list. It's still shot. It looks fantastic. The sound is great. The soundtrack is great. The acting is great. Nothing is bad about this movie whatsoever. So, I still watch it every once in a while. Then we have Batman Begins. I don't care what anyone says. Christopher Nolan Batman movies are the best Batman movies. And that's why I said it was real hard to kind of rank this list because all of these are so fantastic. Love the soundtrack for the Batman movies, and I love the cast. I love how dark and intense and more realistic it was. Not like a huge, superhero thing. I kind of would like to have seen what Christopher Nolan would have done with the DC universe, but I know he likes the thought-provoking cinema and super dramatic characters, which DC was not not into. But still, very fun movie. Liam Neeson was fantastic in this movie as well. Then we have Tenet. This movie messes with your mind, and this is exactly what Christopher Nolan likes to do. This is not as good as Inception, but still, you can watch this multiple times and catch new things each time. I had to watch this probably 3 or 4 times just to kind of get the full gist of it, because there are like different theories about what different characters were and things like that. But was surprised to see Robert Pattinson in this movie, and he actually did really well. John David Washington was fantastic. I haven't really seen him in other things, so I'll have to check out some of his other movies to see if he's as good in those ones. But still a fun movie to watch. Then we have The Dark Knight. I know this one was probably a lot of people's most favorite of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. It's my second favorite. Heath Ledger did great. Aaron Eckhart was awesome. But I don't know, it just, it wasn't my favorite. I don't know why. But still absolutely fantastic. All 3 of these movies are absolutely perfect, especially when you watch them together. And that's why I said it's so small of a margin between these movies. Because then we have The Dark Knight Rises. And this is my favorite one. I guess I really like Tom Hardy as Bane. Is probably the reason why this would probably be my third one. Plus, I like the whole storyline of the city being cut off and all that stuff. When I saw this in the theater, it was so intense. I loved it. Having Liam Neeson come back in like a flashback or whatever you want to call it, a vision, was also fun. Joseph Gordon-Levitt did great in this movie as well. Loved the ending. Best ending for a superhero movie. But yeah, so much fun watching these movies. Then we have Inception. And this one, again, just messes with your mind. And, I can still go back and watch it, and it still messes with my mind. But I absolutely love this movie. I'm not a huge Leonardo DiCaprio fan, but I am for this movie. You know, I'm kind of tempted to go back and watch this again now that I'm talking about it. But, oh man. There's really no words to describe it. You have to check this out. It should be on Max if you want to watch it. If you haven't seen it before, I'm sure a lot of people have seen this at this point. But yeah, this is definitely one of Christopher Nolan's best movies. And then we have my most favorite, and that is Interstellar. I know a lot of people say that this is not even, you know, in their top 5 for his movies. But I am a big Matthew McConaughey fan. To see him in a serious role like this was awesome. Anne Hathaway did great as well. Cassie Affleck, Jessica Chastain, so many good actors in this movie. The premise was awesome. You don't really see a space travel movie that's more based in, I guess you can say, scientific theory instead of just, like sci-fi-ish, like light speed, things like that. This one kind of explores how we would have to go about doing it in actual, present time kind of thing, when you don't have warp drive and stuff like that, and how long it actually takes to traverse, such a large area of space, and like how black holes affect like time. The whole black hole thing and his kids was probably, that was gut-wrenching right there. But the soundtrack was also great for this movie. This is a movie I watch every year, no matter what. Same with the Dark Knight movies and Inception. I mean, when you can literally just pick up the movie and be like, I have to watch this again this year, or, every year, no matter what, that shows that it's a great movie. I hope Christopher Nolan keeps pumping out great movies. I know a lot of people say that, Oppenheimer is fantastic. I have not seen that movie yet, which is why it's not on this list. But I'm 100% going to have to check that out, because I'm sure it's a great movie. And I guess he's remaking The Odyssey now. Don't know how I feel about that, but it is Christopher Nolan, so I have faith that he'll do a really good job. His brother also is great, because he writes a lot of the scripts for with Christopher Nolan. So, very happy with this list. Comment down below if you think the list should be in a different order or what your order would be for these. But, that does it for this video. If you like content like this, please like and subscribe. Your support is much appreciated. I am also over on Letterboxd. The link to that is in the profile description of this channel. Otherwise, until next time, guys.